Welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. Israel Picasso, we tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is, can you tell the world who you are and where you from?
Born in St. Louis, raised in Compton. In St. Louis, people know me as Big D. Some of my close friends know me as Biggie, but in Compton, people know me by Biggie. Baby Biggie, to be exact.
Okay, for sure. So at what time did you leave St. Louis and head to Compton, California?
3, 4 years old is when I moved to Compton from St. Louis.
Okay. So what was it like for you growing up on Orchard Street with Suge Knight?
Shit, same old shit, gang banging, politicking, doing all that thing. I ended up going to jail when before it blew all the way up. I was there with Easy and the Vanilla Ice thing, but I went to jail after that. So while he was doing his thing with Pac and them, I was in the pen that whole time.
Okay, so what led you to the penitentiary? If you
Uh
don't mind.
caught this was crazy because I know motherfucking know I got caught with the strap inside U City police station.
Damn, that's crazy. That's
At the
crazy.
time, see, this is what people didn't understand. A lot of people like was treating niggas from LA like, oh, nigga, you come from LA, da 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 da. So that's why when I first came, I wasn't even telling people I was from there. I was like, yeah, nigga, I'm from Compton, because it's like I
Right,
seen how they
right.
was doing. I seen how they was doing a couple niggas from LA, so it felt like I needed to come from a different angle. So that's how I came. But
For sure.
the more I started learning St. Louis and learning the people, that's what made me accept it. Like, okay, this is where I was born,
Yeah,
and I see where some of me come from.
that's
Even though I
real.
was confident shit, I still found out St. Louis is a real place and real people, and you know what I'm saying. And I grew to love it for my hometown.
Right, right, right.
But Compton is what I know though. As far as gangbanging, St. Louis kind of like I came there, just meeting family members. The homie had a shop called California Customs on Goodfella and Natural
Yeah,
Bridge.
yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Yeah, yeah. Let's get into that. All right. Before we do get into that, we're gonna touch on all of that. Uh, did Suge Knight originally know you was from St. Louis?
No, actually,
Okay.
all my homies used to give me flack like, Biggie, why you faking like you from St. Louis? Because they knew me since kindergarten. So it's hard to
Mm,
convince a nigga. But as I start coming, but they used to see my relatives come and visit us in California and Compton for years. And they ended
mm.
up going back and starting their little thing in U City, as far as the Bloods and shit. They did their little thing, but that's how I feel like, I came to U City, my relatives in there is, I blended in back and forth. I
Yeah,
made more money out there than I made in California, because in California you gotta watch yourself, nigga, gang banging. I was young. So when I
yeah.
came to St. Louis, I kind of learned how to start getting money a little bit. So that's
So,
what put me in.
so did you grow up in a two-parent household?
Yeah, I actually did it, even though I just grew up with my step pops. My real pops been in prison for a while. Shout out to Perky. We didn't get along that good. I didn't meet him until I was like 18, 19 when I came out to St. Louis.
Mm,
So my step pops, which was Maynard, he was balling. He the one who moved moms to Compton, and that's who kind of raised me. But he was in and out of jail too. But shit, he gave us the best life you could have. Motherfuckers in Compton, no, we had motorcycles, mini bikes, go cars. Like Pops was balling, and he was tied with all of, Freeway Rig, Turtle, Honcho, Tootie Reese, anybody you could think of, California Pops was fucking with. And I kind of knew as a kid.
yeah. Okay, okay. That's dope. That's dope. So, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Nigga, I'm old, nigga, I'm 54. Hey, look, I gotta say, nigga, because in California, we used to get the hip hop. Like, it was people coming from New York with those hip hop tapes they be talking about, with the Cool Herc and all them. And we used to hear them underground tapes. So I fell in love with hip hop when kind of like when it first started. And Because I say the first group that I heard underground and they end up blowing all the way up that made it was UTFO. You know, I heard UTFO when they first did with the Roxanne and the Bop Bop. So that's what kind of made me dive deeper into it. Like, damn, and I started checking New York and seeing they whole, like, I know the whole history of hip hop indirectly. Just learning it and liking music and, you know, being around music and Suge. And because, you know, before Death Row, Suge was trying to do music. So we was always around it. It's just that, you know, I was a gang member and shit, so I didn't look at it like it was an outlet for me. Even though, and I know DLC, motherfuckers be lying, you know who DLC is, don't you?
Yeah,
Dr.
for sure.
Dre.
Yeah,
He wanted
yeah.
to write. He wanted to write raps for me. To about Biggie, you could be the Barry White of rap, and that nigga voice fucked up. So that's how he talked. But he was
Yeah.
telling me this, you could be a rapper, your voice deep, you know, bitches like you, da 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 da, whatever. But I didn't look at it that way because we was gang banging. So, you know. And
Yeah, shout
then
out to DOC, man. We was supposed to do the interview, man. I don't know what happened and shit, but that's crazy. You got a crazy story with DOC, man. That's wild. And it's
and this
crazy
was,
what you
and this, but see, this was crazy because when I talked to Suge, he said DOC did the interview and said the first person he met from the hood besides Suge was K Dub. K Dub, my homeboy, he still was Snoop. That's my homeboy. But
okay.
DOC know he met me first. He
Yeah.
know Suge was telling me. That's why, like, he said he don't remember me. So the story I'm telling you, that nigga may deny it. But my
Right,
thing
right,
is,
right.
I got cash receipts for. I got receipts for what happened. So it is what it is.
Nah, for real. So now what you mentioned in Suge Knight again in Death Row Records and all of that, you was there before it started and you was there when it started and everything got put together. So can you speak about like how was it like seeing, you know, it get put together, you know, getting the record label putting
See,
together?
that's the whole thing. He didn't have Death Row. It was this white man named Thomas Klein that we worked for downtown Beverly Hills on Wilshire Boulevard. We made $1,000 a week doing security for him at a building.
Okay.
That's who Suge went into business with and kind of he the other side of Dick Griffey. Dick Griffey taught him the music side. Tom taught him the business side of the Jewish community, far as from they angle. So
Okay.
I feel like Suge learned from the best of both worlds. But that white man Thomas Klein, him and Suge had Klein and Night Music. So that's where the chocolate vanilla ice shit come into play. That
Right,
was a
right,
part
right.
of that. That was a part of that. That vanilla ice shit was not a part of Death Row shit.
Uh,
Later when I went to jail, my homeboy mom told me that they ended up doing another label, Future Shock or something. But I had already went to the pen and got locked up.
yeah. Okay. So when you came back to St. Louis and you know, you said you was in U City, right?
Yeah, that's the first place I knew was U City. Shit, the
Right.
first day I was there, we got into it.
Okay.
Soon as
Can you
I
speak
got
about that?
there, when I got there, you know, I'm riding with my relative and them. They from U City. It ended up becoming a deuce. But
Right. Shout out West St. Louis.
I was riding with U City. We ended up going to that. That's when I got hip to the White Castle on Kings Highway in Natural Bridge.
Right, right,
And
right.
we,
Yeah.
and we got into it with some dudes from Olivet, and I had to handle my candle on that little situation. All the niggas from U City, like, damn, this nigga, this
Yeah,
your
yeah.
cousin. Because my relative and already been telling them, nigga, my cousin, nigga from Compton, nigga, we be. And see, my little relatives from St. Louis was going and beating up a few of my homies in Compton, niggas. So every time they leave, my homies be like, where the little niggas from St. Louis at? You cuz they
Right.
niggas can fight. They
For
was like,
sure.
so they looked at my homeboys got love for my little relatives and them out there.
For sure. Okay, so and another thing, man, we didn't skip all the way to that. I never asked you, man, what made you want to jump off the porch and become a blood gang member?
Man, if you know anything about LA, you know the Crips jumped off the porch first. And see,
Right, 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 right.
when I was young, you know, my mom's was aware of that. And when it happened, she'd be like, if you see him, just come in the house. Because it was at a point where the Crips would just be coming down the street 40, 50 deep, trying to make niggas be Crips. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I didn't kind of like about it. Like, man, we got to go in the house. Nigga, I'm only 9, 10, 8. You know what I'm saying? So as I got older, my big homies started squabbling, shooting them niggas out. Get away from here. So to me, I started from an angle of having to go in the house and be scared, and then me see my big homies handle their candle, which made me like, well, shit, I'm riding with the big homies. So that's what kind of made me push me full fledged into it, because it
Yeah.
felt like they were trying to make you be that.
Right. Okay. So now fast forward, you came back to St. Louis, man. What was it like migrating or sort of say the LA gangs migrating to St. Louis? Like what was their first, because you was around the time.
It was a few crib dudes. Rest in peace, Zach, over on the north side. He was a crib homie. You know, we helped him in the big melee at Forest Park. Shit was on news and everything. But we had crib homies, blood homies. What I had to learn about St. Louis is just because they was bloods don't mean they stuck together. We had to stick together because we was outnumbered. So when I got to St. Louis, it was like niggas was hanging. Crips and Bloods would be cool with each other. Niggas mingling. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no big thing until the money got involved. Then when the money got involved, the Crip niggas that was giving the Crip niggas the work roll with the Crip niggas and did Crip shit. Most of the niggas that we knew was on the west side. So I end up migrating from U City to the west side over off Wells and Kings Highway. So
Okay.
Wells and Kings Highway is kind of my adopted block out there because I got a lot of little homies from there. I got homies that pass from there, and that's over there in the Wells block.
For sure. Now let's get back to California Customs, man. What was that like, man? And where was it located again?
It was on Goodfella and Natural Bridge. I ain't gonna say everybody know who was involved, but I'm gonna say rest in peace, Bismarck. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Biz had a lot to do with the West Side Bloods and everybody, and a few more homies from Inglewood. Biz was originally from St. Louis too, but he ended up moving and going back and migrating back and forth in Inglewood. So the homie ended up passing. But he was a big part of, and the big homie, that's his big homie, not that my big homie. They from Inglewood. I'm from Compton. But
Right.
I met all of them out there. I mean, so I didn't grow up with none of them, but I met them out there. And once I met them out there, then we go back to California. I see them at blood picnics and shit like that. But that's kind of how it happened as far as California Customs and how I got tied with them
Right.
through Biz and the homie Jule flow his ass off. So the little homie Jule, that's his relative. You know, that's how I got tied to the West. So I think that's kind of how like the West became like Bloods in that little area because
Yeah.
of California Customs and a few things that other Blood dudes. Tonto, the homeboy, he locked up in L.A. Shout out to Tonto, Crenshaw Mafia. Uh, Trig was in U City. Trig got caught up on America's Most Wanted and all that shit. There's a few of
And
the
it
homies that was. It was a few
no,
homies
I
in
was gonna
different
ask you
areas.
about Trig again. Is Trig the same Trig you talking about? Chingy people? That's what you talking about?
That's Chingy
Okay.
relative. That's
Okay.
Chingy relative. I met how did I meet Trig? I met Trig. Matter of fact, I met Trig at U City. When I
Mm.
first came out there, everybody's like, "Yeah, we be going to U City when U City let out, cause that's where the bras was at and shit." And I come up there, I see the nigga Trig got his shit tied like he don't got it tied Aunt Jemima like we do. That nigga got it tied like a fame red rag or something. Like I'm like
Yeah.
bloody. And then when I'm like, I don't think he's from LA. But then I start, I met a few of his homies when I went back, and and then they told me, he was politicking with him or whatever. But yeah, he ended up being on America's Most Wanted and all that. But you know, I heard one of them pass. I don't know if it was Big Trig or Little Trig, but whoever passed, I'm gonna have to send my condolences when I come out for my daughter. My daughter having a baby, so I'll be out there in August. So I'll
Okay.
see everybody then. I'll see everybody then.
For sure, for sure. Now, in your eyes, did the Californians force gang life on the St. Louisans when they came down here? And
Nah, not
yeah,
not at
okay,
all. Not at all. I think St. Louis took it to like they was already gangster. So whoever gave them the work, they was gangster for.
right.
So if the Crips gave them the work, they became Crips. If the Bloods gave them the work, but see some of the niggas that came, because I ain't even gonna lie, I started politicking like we was in LA. Like we was Crip niggas I didn't like, I rob them and shit and do stupid shit. I know I'm stupid now, but that was just some rules of engagement. You know, some Crip niggas I dug and sold them work and made it right. But a lot of the niggas that I felt this nigga a bust. Because in my neighborhood, we was wrong. Well, I feel like my big homies was kind of wrong because they was politicking like, nigga, if you don't put in work, nigga, you ain't in the inner circle, nigga. Niggas will taunt you if you don't put in work. So
Right.
I wanted to put in work because of how the Crips was coming. I wasn't doing it but I was doing it from the beginning. So the big homies accepted me, but the homies that didn't do it from the beginning, you know, they got taunted and niggas took their shit. Big homies took their shit. And see, I used to treat it like that too. Like this little nigga claiming the hood, he ain't down. I'm gonna, you know, and that's wrong to be. Because
Yeah,
then it looked like you forced it. You see what I'm saying? But I just didn't want no busters around me that wasn't with the business on what I was on, you know. And see, this
that's real.
motherfucker don't see me and be like, fuck that nigga, he never did nothing else. You know how niggas talk. But my thing is we
Right.
older now. Just like when we talk Kiwan, just like when I talk
And
Cardboard,
we're gonna speak on
whenever I
that. We're
talk
gonna speak on that. And I gotta ask you though, 'cause
and you've been on the three-way, me and Kiwan. All I want is, nigga, I'm gonna do a documentary and see how the gangs came and just talk about my side and Death Row and all that. But I also want to bring up the gangster shit about St. Louis. You know, every
for sure.
state got everybody politicking about their stories. We can tell some of the St. Louis stories without telling on ourselves.
That's
And
real.
see, the real thing that made me really think about it, because Kiwan and Nelly and them thought I was getting high because a close personal
And
friend
that's
that
what I was
we
gonna ask
share.
you. I was
I
gonna
don't want
ask
to
you
bring
that.
him up, though. I don't want to bring him up. I talked to his sister. We ain't gonna bring him up until it's about some bread. You know what I'm saying? Because
All
that's
right.
my little nigga, and people know. But my thing is, I want to tell the story so we can tell those forgotten soldiers in the loop. Goddamn me, there was factors in that motherfucker that had to do. No matter what high. See, this is the thing. The person I was around, Nelly and Kiwan, them thought I was doing the same drugs he was doing. I don't do that. I
And you
smoke
talking
weed and
about
drink
whack, right?
liquor.
You speaking on whack, right?
I told you not to see. That's where you be fucking up at. I told you I talked to his sister. She don't want his name and nothing unless there's some bread involved. So we ain't gonna discuss Wack, but yeah, Wack was my best friend out there. Crip on me
Okay.
was
Yeah,
with
I
the
thought you were
business,
speaking
nigga. I
on
broke.
Nelly. Okay.
I'm a G nigga. I'm a G nigga, but I broke down at my nigga funeral. That's how much I loved him. We didn't kidnap motherfuckers over that nigga. That's my bro. That was my bro.
That's
So it's
real.
like it's over. It's over now, and the motherfucker over it. It was years ago. But and see, Nelly wanted me and Wack to do that gangland when they was doing it in St. Louis, but we like, nah, we turned it down. He ended up, I seen Psych and Rainbow and them end up on it, which was a cool look. All right, you know, they good.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think Nelly felt some type of way because we didn't do it. Because I told you heard me tell Kiwan, tell him I want to do the documentary. Nelly will be able to get more people involved so everybody can tell their stories from angles. I know
Right.
he should be able to tell ER and Bulletproof and everything before he was, you know what I'm saying? Like all the
But
shit
for the
we know.
people that don't know, did you bodyguard for Nelly?
I didn't see now. See this not long enough for that. It was a situation that happened in Chicago. Nelly know what I'm talking about. That's when T Love came to me about working. I did a few spots and worked for him and got a paycheck for a little time. Then the incident from Chicago came back to bite me on the ass because the shit in Chicago, they was trying to say it was me, but it wasn't me. Nelly and them
Yeah.
found out later, but at the time, it was like big. Some niggas say you robbed it. Nigga, I ain't robbed. See if some shit on SoundScan. Some nigga robbed somebody on SoundScan, made it look like they sold a lot of units, and
Yeah.
evidently the nigga was standing on the side of me when they was pointing, and his name was Little D.
Right.
So when
Okay.
I pointed and said D, Ali run over there. D, I see Ali point at me. I run over there. Like, what's happening? Because it's another story before that. I'm going to forehead. But the bottom line is, anybody that's somebody in the loop that know me, I ain't on no bullshit. I never smoked water. I never smoked meth. I never smoked crystal. I just was a wild big motherfucker, and it is what it is. My little
For
homie
sure.
did that and was with the business on that. And see, it fucked me up because years later, Nelly said, Big, I thought you was getting high. So that's what you thought? That You know what I'm saying? Because he was telling me an incident that happened on tour with my little homie, and he didn't want. I don't. And this is what I feel. This is me personally, and it sounded like that from Kiwan. They didn't want to fuck with me because they really couldn't even control whack.
Okay.
So I felt like they felt like they wasn't gonna be able to control me because who I am and shit and Compton and all that. But for real, I'm a reasonable nigga and I'm smart as fuck. I ain't just big for nothing, homie.
But you was letting them know that on the phone though when we had the conversation, the shit you was saying, the way you was putting that shit together. He was even
how long and I talked to him
saying
again
it like,
that.
damn.
Look, me and Kiwan got a good understanding now. I know where he come from and he know where I'm coming from, homie. And he the most creative one for us doing movies and documentaries because he did the Four Brothers thing. You see what I'm saying? So shout out
they
to
don't even
Kiwan,
know that. They don't even know. Look, the world don't know he did the Four Brothers. You just released it on her, man. shout out to St. Louis, man.
Because shout out to St. Louis because he sold the script. But just imagine if he put it together and put the movie out in money and documentaries or whatever he want to do. If Nelly put the money behind it, he'd be able to do everything he need to do, and I'm gonna help with that. I can get. I talk Suge every few weeks. I can get interviews on people you'd be surprised. But it's like I only want to do it if we all come together and try to put something together for the loop and shine a little more light, like on Chicago and LA and Atlanta and nigga the loop should get more shine than that. So the only way that's gonna be is documentary. And see if we put the documentaries out and we put some of them songs the world never heard, like from Jule, Dusheezy and them, Share That Girl. Jule from Kings and Pawns, nigga.
Shout out Jule, shout out Big Cuz.
The one from back in the day.
Yeah.
That song back in the day that I first heard. And Bismarck told me he paid for the studio time, but it was a song called Clientele back in the day when I came out there. Clientele.
I remember that shit. Clientele. That was Silk Smooth. Yeah, Silk Smooth saying that shit.
This my whole thing. This is my whole thing. If we put the documentary together and we tell the story, nigga need to play them songs for the moment we talking about for each one so we can go through the years and then we can go into the new artists in St. Louis and start introducing their music into the documentary to make it the beginning and what it is now in St. Louis. So it's going to take a bunch of niggas with mind and money to put it together.
That's real.
But I got my end. I got my end from Compton, Death Row, Mob Gang, all that. I got my end. Everybody get their end and who they know can contribute. We can do it.
For sure. Now
I met you through Lil Reggie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just talked to Reggie last night. I was in the studio. Shout out Reggie Wright, man. Shout out Reggie Wright Jr., man.
My homeboy Mob Gang. Shout out to everybody from my hood, Mob Gang.
Yeah, shout out Paige there, man.
He just grew up with us.
Yeah. Hey, now look, now you say
shout out to Big Grape from Paysdale, nigga. Big Grape, my homeboy, nigga.
Shout out Paysdale. Hey, now look, you said if you was from St. Louis, you would be from Kinlock. Can you touch on that?
My mama from Kinlock.
Okay.
My mama from Kinlock. When I had my phone in my car when I started getting money out there. I had an 82 Burgundy coupe with the phone. That's when they was mounting the phones in it and shit. My mama kept telling me, make a right, make a left. She got me on Hanley. I don't even know the streets. She got me
Yeah,
pulling up in Kinlock, walking and knocking on niggas' door. You know,
yeah,
Steve. And then when I got there, that's when I met Dirk and all them, Huey Daddy and all them. You know, I met all them from Kinlock. My homeboy Smooth, rest in peace, from Kinlock. I'm looking for a bro from Kinlock. Got a bunch of pictures of me and Suge and all of us. I got drunk and left it at her pad. I'm looking for her. She used to be at the Smooth. She lived. Hey,
yeah.
look, she
Okay.
lived at the project. She lived across the street from the parks where the little projects at. Where Pig
You
used to
talking about the
be.
you talking about the
Free,
Boaz? You talking about the
free,
Boaz?
free, free the homie Pig used to be over there with the van. I used to go over there with
Okay,
Smooth.
for sure. Now you spoke on baby you said Big Huey. So did you knew Baby Huey?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a few. It was a few incidents, that happened that I was trying to, tell him about how it is, far as when you're in the industry and then, because, Kinlock coming deep. Them motherfuckers coming 30, 40.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
That's how they was moving, but they also was getting in a lot of little beefs here and there. And I was trying to pull Huey coattail and his brother. His brother, no, his incidents that's happened. I ain't gonna speak on it, but I didn't try to do that. That happened like it happened. I'm a
Yeah,
respectful dude, but his bro and them know what happened. I still had love for him because after the incidents, and I seen Huey, he was like, Biggie, I know what you was saying now. I
right.
understand. I was like, yeah, you a star, nigga. You a rapper
Yeah,
that we need to protect out here, nigga. I'm from the same as you because you eat beat dog like a motherfucker. So I'm Paru, nigga. You one of me, and and see his big homies were trying to tell me to school him and shit, but it's like they wouldn't listen. They was young. I'm an old nigga. They don't think I know what
right.
I'm talking about. So
And hey, look, what you
nigga,
knowing?
I know.
No, what I'm
You
finna
said
say
what?
is what you knowing Baby Huey and you knowing Nelly. Was you like kind of the mediator between that situation when they got into it or whatever?
I'm gonna say this like this: Wack was the mediator of that. I just was there trying to help mediate whatever I could, but Wack was the one who was mediating that, trying to clear it up. But I think it was a mutual, like,
Yeah.
it just never clicked, like it never came together. But Wack wanted it to come together bad. He wanted them to get along. He wanted, but I think Huey was kind of tripping because he felt once he came with Pop Lock and Drop It, he was trying to come to Nelly for a feature. And I think Nelly was like, nigga, you gotta do some more music. I think that would it look like to me from every angle I knew. Like he just
Yeah.
wanted him to get a little more, oomph, because you got to understand whoever you get on the song with, if you already an artist, nigga, whatever they doing to come back on you. So
Mm-hmm.
Nelly only thinking like, let me see if you gonna keep your morals and your shit together so you can be where I'm at and cross over.
Right,
Huey
right,
wasn't able to cross over because of everything that was going on.
right, right. Okay. All right. While we still on the Nelly situation, are you able to speak on the Big U situation or no?
Man, he got so much politics. All I gotta say, shout out to Big U, shout out to Suge, shout out to Wag, shout out to all the niggas that's involved with that politics. I
Yeah.
can't get involved. I done heard so much and so much negative shit. But it
Right.
was an
But
incident that happened. It was an incident that happened in a limo in St. Louis with Wack and you. But they both had a mutual understanding. But Wack got his point across. You know,
yeah,
it is
yeah.
what it is.
And you
Everybody know
say
what happened in that limo. Suge was in there. Big U was in there.
yeah. And you say Nelly
And see,
shot
this,
a
this the whole thing. And everybody thinks Suge came out there because it was niggas, it was people letting us hear that was calling people that was close to me and Wack, and they was leaving messages saying, yeah, Suge think he's finna come to St. Louis and sign niggas and da 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 and this and that. Homie, I was finna be the one in charge of that.
right, right.
I'm tired of St. Louis. I can politic in St. Louis just as good as Compton.
I'm
So
already going.
all the niggas that were talking was kind of crib dudes from Wax side, so they didn't know me. So they was leaving messages like, man, whack with Suge and da 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 da. Man, it was finna be a good thing for the Lou, because I was gonna have control of the situation, and I only was gonna fuck with the Lou, nigga.
Right. So
I
Suge was
wasn't
gonna
finna
sign
go
some
outside
artists.
the box. And the whole thing about it, the one dude that got rushed, and I seen you did an interview on it. The one dude
Okay.
got rushed. Asked him why he got rushed. He got in Suge's face and said, "Nigga, you got shit too, Pac kill. Fuck you." Nobody from LA beat him up. That was niggas from St. Louis. That was whacking them. So you didn't get jumped by Suge Knight and Death Row. You got jumped by some niggas from St. Louis that was politicking with us, nigga, and was with the business. So, shout out to dude, but you was wrong, nigga. You know what you did.
So with that being said, man, did you said Suge Knight was out here in St. Louis? Was he gonna sign some artists out here?
It was some dude named Butter.
Okay.
Butter manager was some dude, and he came back and they was saying he was gay, and it was a bunch of, I don't know if he was or what it was, but whoever Butter manager was, he was questionable. So once they told me about him, and then when it was, when they book artists and they book people, you're supposed to play for the flights in, flights out, the money for the engagement, and the hotel room or whatever. We bitches, whatever they want. This
Right.
nigga didn't even have the flights when it came, so I had to gather the nigga up and get the nigga to come up with the paper. Should could have paid for them tickets, but the nigga, I'm here. He came to politic with me. So that's why I felt like I had to do dude like that to get that break. You see what I'm saying? And he ended up being in the feds with Rabbit. You know who Rabbit is? Rabbit said, yeah, the nigga said you had a gaffle. You scared shit. He made it seem like I did him. Nigga, you know what you did wrong. Nigga, you was calling everybody trying to get that money. He didn't have it. You a fake you janky promoter, nigga, from Janky Promoters.
Type shit.
So that's what happened. He wanted to show love to the Lou because I was out there. And he wanted to politic and bring money there. He wasn't coming trying to take over or none of that punk shit. Because everything I heard after that nigga trying to come out here and sign. Nigga, people were still fucking with him in LA when he was coming out here and trying to get signed in LA. So it ain't like he was trying to come wrong. He was coming bringing money to the city, nigga. And I was going to make sure it hit the right nigga's hand and the right people politic for it.
Right.
So that's what happened when Suge came.
Man,
and he loved Wack. When he seen him in the limo on that situation with old boy, he like, oh yeah. Look, they coming to the Suge and tell, hey, you gotta watch out for Wack and Biggie. They not knowing I knew the Suge nigga since I was in kindergarten, nigga. Y'all can't tell him about me. He watched me become who I was.
Right.
But they out there warning him, man, watch out for him and him. You're bloody and crip. Like, nigga. He knew what it was though, because when a motherfucker come and warn you about your own people and your homeboy that's with him, we all right.
Right.
Just like when everywhere we went, Kiwan and Nelly and them, they was good everywhere they was with us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm there with Wack. I wasn't there working for them, but Nelly had smashed me 500 and here and there. And just bam, here, big. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. This was before the Chicago shit, and they supposed to hired me, and I supposed to went to LA, and I had to get off the tour bus and all that funny shit to that.
Yeah.
But I still got love for Nelly and all of them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no bad vibe. I just know I went through some shit, and I felt like they should have found out who I was and how I think. It probably would have been more prosperous for us to do some gangster documentaries and put the music with it. Nigga, I make beats, nigga. I do voiceovers, nigga. I do everything. You see what I'm saying? And I couldn't do it on the high end because I'm a gang member. I'm a gang. Like when I was young, it wasn't cool to make beats. It wasn't cool to be a rapper. Nigga, you look at court, nigga, you were rap. Nigga, get out of here with them beats. Now I'm in love with making beats, nigga. I'm in love with voiceovers. I'm in love with trying to create shit. Like I said, we're working on the animation shit to tell the story.
Are you able?
I don't draw, nigga. I drew.
No, I was finna say, you got some of the artwork for what you talking about? Can you release some of it or no?
I just got houses. Like
Yeah.
I got houses, backyards we was at with the weights. Like I got drawings of backgrounds for the background of the animation. So
Right.
that's how beginning it is. I got all the stories in the world. Because the
Yeah.
thing is to show why we like we are. We watched them. I want to show when the Crips came. I want to show a nigga hopping down the street in the 6'4". You know,
Yeah.
I want to mix the Boondocks, mix with the Simpsons, mix with something you ain't seen. You know,
Right.
but every story I tell gonna be something that actually happened to me in Compton. Actually happened to me in St. Louis. Like
Right.
animation is the part, and because of my voice, that's the reason why. But animation costs the most for us doing it though. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing. When you do animation, you can we got the studio. I got the studio, we record, but it's just coming and drawing it, making it add up with the voices. It's a lot of money. Even Suge telling me Biggie is gonna be 300,000, 400,000, da 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 da. I know. It's like, but I feel like that's the thing because they already heard everything about Suge on Death Row. They want to hear
Yeah.
how he was when he was young, why he like he is. What did
Right.
you see that made you be like this?
That's
So
real.
I think that's the best thing is to create something from when we was kids, and then if the big homies want to be involved that raised us and we know, we pay them and make this episode about them pulling up on the homie house, blah blah, big homie woo wah,
Yeah.
and it really be something that actually happened, and we turn it to animation, and it really be a true story. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Even if
Right.
to the point where the big homie go to jail and do 20, 25 years. You see what I'm saying? I got a homie right now, my big homie TC, nigga. OG it than all of us. OG it than everybody you heard on Death Row. Nigga, I send him money. I
Yeah.
look out for my big homie. And he with it too. He like, if you do the animation, you can use whatever on me, big. So I got big homies that want to be a part of it. We can tell the story. Then they can show how they raised me and Suge on our street. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to the next. We got some fan questions.
I know
Can you,
we going over the time. I know we going over the time I said, but I'm gonna give you that, nigga. Out of
all right,
love,
it's all
nigga.
love.
You my little
That's
homie
love. That's love.
regardless, nigga.
That's
We
love. That's love.
I've been giving you a lot of game, nigga. I'm gonna do this, but you know.
We're gonna can you talk about the time you was in Houston, Texas in the same room as Jay-Z?
Uh yeah. We went out there. I went with Suge for the record release party Scarface for the Fix in 2002. Uh Jay-Z, Method Man, Redman, Scarface, Ludacris, Trina. It was everybody you can think of. We was actually going to whatever club we was going to. They had a red carpet, and you walk up the red carpet, and then there was news people on the side was giving interviews to the artists and everybody that came through the line. Method Man and all them was in front of us. So when they came and they did the interview, then when they walked to the door, they lit the door up. Method Man, Red Man, they started playing Rock Rider. Like they giving them big props. Like, ah. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm with Suge. I guess we gonna get that. We get to the door, no nothing. No lights, no Suge Knight. But see, you know, he don't really want to be in the VIP. He want to go where the ghetto at first. And then
Mm-hmm.
he want to see who got a problem and see if we got problems. But so he going where and if everybody act right in that whole club where we at, he gonna be like, you know what? He gonna get on the mic and say, you know what? Y'all showed me love. I was able to come on y'all dance floor. Drinks for everybody until Death Row leave. That's how he move. You
That's
see what
what's
I'm
up.
saying? So he'll go in there just to see who tripping with him. When he see they ain't tripping, he buying everybody drinks until we leave.
Mm.
So he do his little one too. So he don't do that this time. We don't go to the middle of the floor. We go to the side as soon as you walk in, just sit against the door, looking
Yeah.
around. People coming around us. Gee, they see our chains. Oh, the next with that roll, whatever. So Scarface and Ludacris was the MCs. The stage was VIP. That's what Jay-Z and all them was already at. So that nigga Scarface looked over there, did his little, hey, that nigga got the mic like, we got motherfucking Death Row. He yelled out, "We got Death Row," and they flashed the light on us. They start playing G thing. Doom, doom, doom. The nigga tell us, "Come up to the stage, Suge, Big Suge, Death Row, come up to." We get on stage and shit. We get behind the ropes. You know, everybody talking. Jay-Z, he admiring Crooked, like, "Yeah, homie, I heard you. I know you flowed. Da da da." He giving him props. Da 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 da. Suge like, "Yeah, go on the floor, get you." That nigga Jay-Z like, "No, I already know." Suge told Jay-Z the floor against Crooked. That nigga
Right,
Jay-Z
right.
said, "Nah, I ain't fucking with it."
That's crazy.
So when he said that, Jay-Z and Squire, they, "Hey, so when you gonna start busting your shit out?" On Crooked, like, "When you gonna start busting your shit out?" And da 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 da. They talking. That nigga Ludacris just out the blue just looked aggressive and said, "Yeah, you better be busting your shit out, because I'm gonna be busting my shit out."
Damn.
Everybody like, you know how that shit do, where it do,
Yeah.
and everybody be quiet and look around like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
That nigga should let him said, "Oh yeah, but when you come to LA, we're gonna be busting on you." That nigga Ludacris, that nigga Ludacris hopped in the mud in the middle of Suge and them, and us is like, "Nigga, you tripping, nigga, you out your league, nigga, you want to get banned from LA, nigga?" Like he was
Right,
bailing
right.
on Ludacris, like, "What are you doing?" That make it seem like he might have been bragging about his music, but at the time, the way
Yeah.
he said it, how aggressive he was, Suge took it offensive. So
Right,
that's why he
right,
was
right.
like, "Oh yeah, well when you come to LA, we're gonna be busting on you." That nigga was like, that nigga like Scooby Doo.
Type shit. So man, that's a crazy story, man. So Jay-Z end up hearing Suge say your name, man, and what was his reaction?
We well, before we seen him in the club that night, we had seen him in the hotel earlier that day at the bar, because they was both at the, I don't know if they, but we ended up pulling up to that hotel. I don't know if he knew he was there, because he wasn't even checked into the hotel. But
Mm.
we went to the bar, and when we went to the bar, Jay-Z was down there. Out of all of us that was there, Suge just turned around and said, "T-Roo, Biggie, y'all want something to drink?" And you could tell he looked like, "Biggie? Like,
Right,
who is
right,
Biggie?"
right,
And to me, I'm knowing Suge, the Theo shit started. He provoking like, he named the nigga Biggie. No, I've been
right,
Biggie.
right, right,
You know, and that's what motherfuckers used to tell me. Like, boy, if you would have been out when you that Biggie shit, nigga, they would have pitted you against him. You the West Coast Biggie Small. Because you know my last name Small, nigga. My nickname is Biggie.
right, right. Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's why I don't even really use Biggie like that, because people like, this nigga named it. No, my real name is Baby Biggie. Baby because I was young, and Biggie because I was big. But as I
Right,
got older, my big homies just call me Biggie.
for sure, for sure. All right. We got one last question, man. What's up with Suge Knight, man? On him coming home. That's the last question.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think he got real good back. You know, from everything I know, because you know, and I don't want to be the one to snitch, but it's on video. The nigga Bone, after the shit happened, the nigga ran up on him and took the strap off of him. So you know he had a strap on him when he was attacking him.
Right, right, right.
So so who is the nigga that ran up and got the strap off of him? And was he flourishing in that motherfucker, or did he hit him with just like what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And see, the whole thing about that with Bone, he already had an incident with a death row chain at the fucking club before that, with Vegas, was a producer for they used to be in the studio with us. So it
Mm.
was an altercation that happened with Bone in Vegas. I ain't gonna speak on it. But that next morning when Bone called, and she was like, "I heard you was fucking with the homie with the death row chain." He all blood. I was just fucking with him because we bloods. I wanted to, but the little Mexican dude, not a blood, he a Mexican. So he was explaining, and he was kind of getting punked out on the phone. So in my mind, it feel like all these years later, Dre and them got him on payroll as bodyguard for this movie, and should pull up now he can get his thing off,
Mm.
because Suge by himself and they over there in them people hood. So
Right,
he
right.
knew the situation and he attacked him at the right time and he got his thing off. But for real, The homie was they don't show the people that was behind him when he backed up.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So rest in peace to Terry Carter. I think that was a complete accident because that was the homie. I think that was an accident, but you probably can't tell his family that. But you can't give a nigga life for an accident, and at the same time, they called him up there under the impression that he was gonna get some money. You know, it's a recording. It's a recording of Bones saying, "Man, they did that. Had me have him come up." He kind of admitted, like, "Yeah, they set him up." It's a recording.
That's
It's
crazy.
a dude. It's a dude named
crazy.
It's a lot of evidence, homie. And
Man,
see,
free Suge Knight, man. Free Suge.
Yeah, free my big homie. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what nobody say, you know. Motherfucker, you know, that's my homeboy since kindergarten. I knew that nigga since kindergarten, homie, cross the street and 2 doors down. Don't nobody know him like me. Even some of my homies from my hood be like, Biggie, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Yes, he was. He was there. He just couldn't leave off the block. He had a mother and a father.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they was on his bumper. So but he was still throwing the P up. When I walk, I can leave, pull off, and all right, big homie, I'm going with the other big homies is claiming we banging. But this my big homie off my street. He older than me. He quarterback for both teams. He tell me, Biggie, do an L route, boop wop, I'm gonna throw it to you. So this my big homie, even though he didn't do as much as I did in the street for us when we was kids, he still made his name for himself and what he did in the industry and everything else. So I don't give a fuck what them motherfuckers say. And as far as Reggie, Mob James, Tim, anybody, any of my homeboys, nigga, I ain't got nothing bad to say about none of them. Nigga, they're my niggas. If they come and say something, I have to shoot back. But I doubt it because we always had love in our hood and niggas was close because of the situation of being the Crips had us outnumbered.
Right. And with that being said, this is another episode of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We got Biggie from Death Row Records, man. Y'all tap in, tune in, man. We out of here. Peace.
Shout out, Lou.